Okay, so I've started the recording. So now, based on your assignment, the instruction from the Figma design, it goes like this. It says use React to design exactly what is on the attached Figma link for only the home page. So the home page, I mean, if you go to the Figma design, this by default is on the cover page. So this by default is on the cover page, so you need to tap on this visual design tab here, unless you can't actually do anything with this. It's just a big image that contains the some of the page, like an intro of it. So I'm going to tap on this visual design, drop down here, then it's going to show me the real Figma design that I can interact with. So the home page, I mean, will soon be loaded. So while it's loading, let me go back to the assignment instruction. So that is for only the home page for now. Then expected output and functionalities. The page route should be working. So even though the page route will just show it to be empty, at least once you do your ROAFCE, it's going to show you the page name. So once I test the route, it should be working just like this. So let's say, for example, I go back to this project. So you see this button now, you see how you see how it's working when I click on this button. You see how it's working when I click on this car, this blog, the login, then the sign up, just like that. So your page route should be working just like that, and it also includes this one too. So the blog section should be working just like this, the basic. So those routes should be working. So even though there's nothing inside, it should be working like that. Then design should be responsive. So again, here you don't have the responsive part of it, but you have an idea of what a responsive site should look like, so you make it responsive too. Then use UP and Formic for the form in the footer section. So let's see if this has been loaded. So let me go back to the Figma design. So I'm on the Figma design now, so I need to zoom in. So I'll hold my control and I'm using my mouse, so I'll just roll the way forward. I think it's still loading, so it's not that clear. So it's still loading. So this is the nav section, so they should all be working. When you click on each of these items, it should show you their pages or the pop-up. Actually, for this first four, very important for your assignment: the home, the shop, the about, the contact, and there's one that is missing there. I think the blog page, which wasn't added to here. So you add that one. Then if we scroll down, so it should be responsive. So like, use your discretion to do that. So don't know how you add this one, but it should be responsive. Then this one is easier to make an inline section that is responsive. So on the mobile view, they should all be stacked on top of each other in block format. So this one is actually easier, and this one is actually easier. Then this show more. So there are many functionalities inside. Then this other section should be working. So I've added a link there, and that is the link that lives in your assignment. This swiper react, so is the link. So once you go to this documentation here, that this package, it will show you how to install it and how you can use it. Now I've practiced with it, and I'll show you how it works. You can easily style it with your theming, so it's really user friendly. So I think, where did I use that? Let me see. I think that should be here. So you see where I used it. So on its own, you see how it's scrolling, and you can also style it to look like this. So remember, being a front-end developer means that you should know how to do research and use documentations. So you can style it like so. According to the Figma design, it is 4 here, but the example I use here is 3. So if I want to make it 4, I can also add that, but it's 4. So by the time you play around with it, then you have a similar effect. Okay, so that is for that. And then go back to the document, the instruction or the functionality that is expected. Show a toast notification when email is accepted by Formic, and we saw how we did that yesterday. So if we sign up, if we delete a post or update a post, something like that, so you are going to see the form notification, so that the user will know that the form or the email have been accepted. Then apply optimization techniques, which we are going to learn today. So these are the functionalities, and there are more functionalities, but for the assignment, this is what I'm watching you on. Like I explained earlier, there are more functionalities, like if you click on each of these images, it will show you this hover. So as you hover on these images, it will show you this shadow, which you can do. But based on our next class, I can still show you how to do that, but it's something that by the time you're using on what we have learned, then you see how you can use your React state to actually do this. So I'm not for your assignment for now. You should, if you can do this, good, but if you can't, I'm not watching you on that. Then this your show more should be working. So by the time you click on this button, instead of it to show just so let me zoom in a little. Instead of it to show just 8, it can show like the next 8, something like that, or all the items that are there. So if there are about 200, then you can just show all of them. But now you now have to use one of the optimization method called list visualization, which we will learn today, to actually make it so that it does not load all the image when it is not on focus. Okay, so that is for that. Then look at the form I was talking about. So you see the form here. Enter your email address. So once the person click on this subscribe, of course, actually it's not going, you're not storing it on the back end, but if you're using the JSON server, you can store it and show a toast notification that it's something like email accepted, or you have successfully subscribed, or something like that. So those are the functionalities that I expect from you in your assignment. But there are more assignments, there are more functionalities that you add before you submit it as your final, as part of your final project. So disclaimer man, please, has your question been answered?
Yes sir, thank you sir.
Okay, you're welcome. So any other question before we start based on the assignment? Okay, let's listen to Fatima, please. We can't hear you, please, Fatima. We can't hear you, Fatima, please.
Hello, good evening sir.
Yes, good evening.
So sorry, have you taught your is it
The your performic.
hello sir?
I can hear you. I say, is it the your performic?
Yes, you teach it in classes today, abi?
No, I didn't teach
But
it.
my network was really bad, so I had to just leave the classes.
No, I didn't teach it in classes today. If you call it today, I said there is a third video which I mentioned last week that because of the time we were able to finish it, but I'll make a recorded part of it and add it to the last week videos. So I encourage all of you to watch it in case you've not watched it. Where I did the form lists and that stuff, which I did. You saw me using the list yesterday, but in the video that I made for our yesterday's class, I also used the Yop and Formic. So you know that this our video it might get ready by on Monday. So if you watch that, the third video for last week, then you see how I use the Yop and Formic. And the question we answered, please. Fatima, and the question be answered. Okay, I think the network is really poor from our end. So let's.
Yes sir.
Okay, thank you. So please mute. Let's listen to Mr. Sylvester.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. You're welcome.
Thank you for the lecture so far. So I want to ask something for the sake of the final project we're about to do.
Okay.
Now, the React videos. If everyone is able to understand the whole React videos, it should be able to help us to achieve this one.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't need to go into the JavaScript stuff.
No.
React alone should be able to help.
Yes. Once you are dealing with React, once you know how to find packages and use packages, you just need, will I say, less than an average knowledge of JavaScript to like do React, because all you just need to do, the skills you need in React is just understand the React interface, how to look for a package, understand the documentation, or you watch a YouTube video, then apply that to your project and let it work for you. Finish. So you don't need, except where you're not able to find a package, then you now have to develop your own algorithm to write some code using JavaScript to actually do what you want to do. So I think for this your project you'll be using some packages, but there are some things that instead of you to write a code for it, which I normally do, but while I was practicing for your class, like this pagination, I've written a code that I usually use when I'm doing some jobs, but I just said, let me just search yesterday and I saw a package that does that, so I'll share that with you now. So I think if I look at it here, so you see.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So there are some packages out there waiting for you to search for them and use them. So once you know how to search for them and use them, you will not use much JavaScript again. Okay, so any other question before we start? Okay, so our yesterday's class, we stopped at the blog bottom side, but like I said, I'll complete it, and which I've done. So this is the completed project. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the offline the offline database, that is the JSON server database, so that I can log in and I can actually interact with it. Then I'll show you the endpoint. So let me switch screen now to my VS Code. So I think I have my VS Code opened. So this is my VS Code. So I want to share that screen. Okay, so on my VS Code terminal now, I'm going to run npm run dev. No, not run dev. The dev one is already on. So npm run db. Remember from our yesterday's class, I showed you a shortcut. Okay, it's already open. So I showed you a shortcut that instead of to like be typing this long, we'll be typing this long command every time. So that is in a package.json. You can save it as a variable called db, so that each time you run npm run db, it will run this command for you. So that is what I've done. So I will also do that. I hit enter. So to start up my server for me. So it has started it, and you notice now that we have two endpoints. We have the blogs endpoint, and we have the users endpoint. So let us see how the database look like. Now just remember, now I didn't add one functionality because of time, which is to create a new blog post. But if you understand the principle of the video, you can easily add that. Okay, so if I close this my terminal, so I will give us some. So if you notice, just like I showed yesterday, we have the users endpoint where we save the email as the ID, then the full name, then the password and the role. Then we also have these blogs like this. So I'm going to duplicate this just to have another one. Then I'll change this to 2. Change this to 2. Okay, so if I go back now to my browser, I can now log in. I can update a post, I can delete a post, then the create on, I can easily edit that and add it now. So let's go back to our screen. So I'll share my browser screen. Okay, so I'm on my browser screen now. So the next I want to do now, I want to log in. So you notice that from the video I made yesterday, by the time you watch the video, you notice that I use my use effect. So if I'm not logged in, it's going to require me, it's going to redirect me to the login page once I want to access the blog page. So that password is not friendly, so I need to copy that. Not something I wish to memorize. So I'll do my Ctrl C. So I've copied the password behind the scene. So I'll come here, I'll paste that. Then I'll use the email that is not an admin. So this is the one that is not an admin. Then I'll log in now. Now you notice that once I log in, it showed me login successfully, and instead of showing me the login and sign up, it's now showing me the sign out. So if I want to sign out now, once I click on the sign out, you notice it's now showing me the login and sign up. Now once I try to access this blog page again, okay, I think once I go back and come in, it's going to ask me to do what? To now log in again. So that is the functionality. So let me log in again. So I'll do my Ctrl V, my password. I'll log in, not as admin. So it will take me now to my blog page. Then this CSS trick 3. So if I click on this, it will show me this. It will just show me just the title, the body, and the back button. So you see that I'm not able to create, I'm not able to delete or update a blog. So I want to log out now, and I'll log in as an admin now. So let me log in as an admin. So I'll paste my password again. So log in as an admin. Then I'm going to submit. So it login successfully. Then once I click on this now, you notice I see my delete and I see my what update. So if I want to update this, I will just click here. It will load this for me, and I will change this to update the trick 4. I can change the author name. Then I can also add updated now, something like that. So that is not display now. So once I submit this, it's going to show me blog updated successfully, and it's going to take me, I see that is on what? Is on 4. So I want to just quickly add the create version. So if I want to delete this blog now, it's very easy. So I'm going to click on this. Then you see this extra thing that pop up. So I can cancel, and it's gone. But once I press the proceed here, you notice blog deleted successfully, and that blog is gone. So what I want to do now, I forgot to add that in the video because of time. So that will not take our time now. So it's still part of the entire video for this week. So I want to add a create blog so that when you log in as an admin, it will show you that you can create a blog. So I'll have create blog here, so that I can now use that to create new blog as I want. So let's go back to our VS Code and add that. So that will be easy because we already have a format that looks like it, which is this our update. So I'll just change this entire stuff and quickly edit it to what? To create blog, and make this not to fill anything, so it just be empty, just like that. And you see it should not take us up to 5 minutes, and we'll have the functionality here. Okay, so let's go back to our VS Code. So let's share my screen again. The VS Code. Has it happened again? My VS Code screen, I can't see that. I think it will be this one. There's another one. Okay, so I think it has now shown. Okay, so we are back in our VS Code view. So what I want to do now is this. Remember from our yesterday's video, I told you that I need to create an atom that will store the user data. So let me just give you a view of how it looks like. So if we go to the user, by the time a user logs in, we have that it's logged in is false. Then the data is what? Data is empty. So by the time you watch the video, you will see how this interacts. So what we want to do now is to create another component called create. So create so that is the folder name. Then I'm going to so that should be saved inside the create, which is yet to be completed because it's still moving here. So it's still creating the file for the folder. So it has created the folder, so I need to create a file inside, which is now the component. So create.jsx. So what I want to do now that will make our job easier is to go to the update page. Where is the update blog here? So this is the update blog. So I'm just going to copy everything here, Control A and Control C. Come to my create here, do my Control V. Of course I have to edit properly. So instead of this update now, I'll change the word create. So that should be capitalized, create. Okay, so I'll move to the top now and make that change to. So here will not be update now, it will be what? It will be create. Okay, the next thing I need to do is this. I don't need a params here, so I will not be using this log again. So I'll remove this. Then instead of blog updated successfully, it will be blog created. So created successfully. So I've done that. Then instead of this use effect that is here, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear this because we are not getting a particular blog again. So I'm just going to remove this. So as a developer, you need to know how to read code and understand what is there, especially if it's a code that you wrote, or you should be able to understand what is there. Then this one now will be the text. I will change it to create blog. Then I'll just have to remove all this because once you watch the video, you're going to notice that I conditionally said you should not render the form field unless the data is available. So I don't need that, so I'm going to remove that because the data won't be available. So I'm going to remove this my post blog here. So I'm going to remove that. Then let's see what we need to remove again. So let me do them step by step. So I'm going to remove this, but if I still want to keep this, I'll just add here to be true, so I will not edit much of the code. through. So it's going to run as usual. So instead of me to go back now and remove that, so what I need to do is to remove this part of the code, because the post does not exist again. I think remove this part of the code. So I remove that part, so it will be an empty string. Then remove from here, so it will be an empty string. Then remove from here, so it will be an empty string. Okay, so we have that now. Then instead of this to be blogs.patch, it's not going to be blog.post, because we want to add a new blog. So post. Then you're going to add the values now. So I'm going to remove this as log because I'm not updating again. So I need to close that quote. So it should be like this, and we are good to go now. So once it's finished, it's going to show a console.log. We don't need this console.log, so you can comment it out. Then it will load that file. So I think we are good to go. We are good to go. So everything should be working well now. I think we are good to go. Okay, so if we save this now, we are done with editing our create blog. So what I want to do now is to save. Then the last thing is to add it to our nav, so that to be showing in our nav that when you log in as an admin, you can now create a blog. So in order for us to do that, we need to go to our app.json and add that as a valid route. So what I will do here is to come here. It should not be a param, so shift alt arrow down. Then I'm going to add this to be my create. So you see this skill I'm using now, if you can learn it, how to edit code, understand code and edit, then to make your job much easier. So it should be our create. So it's something I've developed by practicing often and often. So reading code to me is just like you have an English test and that's to read, and you're reading it and you're getting the sense of the English word. So that's how it is when you know how to read and understand code as a developer. So because you understand the syntax, so you associate meaning as long as you see them, so you know what the person is trying to do there. So I'm going to import this. Remember, if you don't import this, it's going to throw an error. So I've imported that. So we now have this route. So I will save now. Then the last place now is we now go to our navbar. So you see how I'm editing this. Now I've lost to be showing you one by one, but you know that will require to switch my screen. So let's do all of it. So the navbar is not here, so I have to find it here. So this is the navbar. So we want to conditionally, we don't want to allow somebody that is not an admin to create a blog. So we just want somebody that is an admin. So what I'm going to do now is, where did I make that condition? Okay, this is just for the login. So I've not made that one here, so I have to conditionally make that. So after this blog, let me just copy this line, Ctrl C, then I'll come below it, okay, let's leave it like that. So I'll come below this one and make and enter my JavaScript environment. Then now I will say if user dot, now remember from the user atom I showed you earlier, there's a data field, and in the data field I'm passing the person's email and the full name and role when the person actually logs in. So let me show you that so that you get to understand the entire how the code is connected. So I don't think I can find my login here, so let me show you my login. So once a person has logged in, so you notice the set user, you see the data, so its login has been changed to true. Then the data, I'm passing the email as this, the full name. Then if I can break my screen or Z, you see that I'm also passing the row as row, so I have access to that. So that is what I want to use now in my navbar. So that I will now say user dot data dot role is strictly equal to admin. So if that is true, I want to now conditionally render it to show me the create route. So I've done that, so I'll do my alt Z. So instead of this now, so I'll change the route from blog, remember, to create, because that is what exists in our app routes. Then I'll change here to, instead of blog, I'll change it to create blog. Then just so that I will not have some CSS issue, so I'm going to add text should be no wrap, so that it will not break. So no wrap, so it will be on one line just like the others. So I think with this we are good to go. So let's save. So I'll go back to my screen. So let me change to my browser screen, so which is this. So I think it's showing now. Then if I go to my browser, you notice I see my create blog because I'm logging as an admin. So now let me sign out. So you notice I'm not seeing the create blog again, so I'm just seeing what the blog. So if I log in as an admin, which I need to copy that password. It's not something I wish to memorize. So I will copy that behind the scene. Then I'm going to paste that. So I'll log in as an admin now. So you notice if I don't log in as an admin first of all, so let's see, you notice I can only sign out, but I cannot create a blog. So you see that. Then if I go to here too, I can only go back. So let me sign out and log in as an admin. So the login, paste your password. Now of course this functionality I also added it in the video, so that if you want to see your password you can click this. So please do well to watch this video when it's out, so that you learn how to do all these functionalities. So I'll log in now as an admin. So you notice now I can create my blog. So now if I go to my blog page, I'll see create, I'll see my title, so I can type the title of the, I forgot to remove the placeholder, so I can put how to edit React codes. So the author Samadi Ben, so just use random name. Then the body, you can see the same author, so the body should be practice a lot. Okay, so if I submit this now, it's going to show me blog created successfully. So all our editing worked, and you see it here, how to what? Edit React code. Now you see that I made some typo mistakes, so I can go to the blog details, then go to the edit, so to fetch me those stuff. So this should be a small letter 0, this should be small letter E, and this is React code. So that is it for this. So I can now submit again, which is the update. So you see blog updated successfully, and you see now the title has shown me the correct stuff. So with this we now have the full functionality of this code working. So do you have any question before we move to the main business of today? So you see, coding is enjoyable when you actually understand the entire network of your code. So, and that is what React demands of you. You need to understand its environment, how the code splitting work, and of course how to read and understand each line of code. So if you have any question, please let's ask before we move to the main business of today. Any question? Okay, there's no question, so let's begin with the main business of today. So in our class today, we want to, so let me share my screen. Let me switch screen. I think let me cancel first. Let me play the screen before I share, because it usually comes with another screen. Okay, so let me share my screen now. Okay, so that is working and it's still recording. It's just 42 minutes, so once it's an hour we're going to stop. So this is what we want to learn today: web performance optimization, and this is meant for the week 8. So now what do we hope to learn in today's class? So we are going to learn what is web optimization, importance of web optimization based on a free code camp blog post, then real performance optimization techniques. So we are going to learn how to use the list visualization, the lazy loading of images, the memorization, the code splitting, the React fragment. Of course we already know how to use this one. Then the code splitting has to do with we've already learned this when we learned about using try to break your code into reusable components. Then also using your own custom hook can also help in the code splitting. Then using the React fragment, so you are used to this one, make use of the function in use state. So we are already used to this one, so I'll show you this. This will not take time. Then avoid inline styling. So remember, when you're using Tailwind, it's not inline styling. You're just adding CSS classes, but it looks like inline styling, but it's not. They use the transition hook. So these are the things that we'll learn for this week. And more things that we'll also learn. Okay, so Mr. Adualeke, your hand is up, please. Mr. Adualeke, your hand is up. Okay, I think maybe that was a mistake. Let me clear my throat or something. Okay, so the voice is not forthcoming, so let me mute. Okay, so let's begin with the first one. What is web performance optimization? Now, performance optimization is a critical aspect of developing web application. Users expect applications to load quickly and respond to their interaction smoothly. So nobody has all the time to be waiting for a code to load at its own time. So especially if it's a service website, like you provide the service, and there's other website that does that with speed, you see that you will lose users. So no user want to like waste time. So in the React ecosystem, performance optimization techniques can significantly enhance the user's experience by reducing load times and improve responsiveness. So this is what web performance optimization means. So any question based on this slide before we move to the next? Any question? So I believe the explanation is quite clear, so let's move to the next one. Importance of web performance optimization. Better user experience. A slow loading or lagging application can lead to a poor user experience, negatively impacting your business. User expects fast and responsive interactions, and performance optimization helps deliver that. So improve SEO. So SEO stands for search engine optimization. So search engines like Google consider page load times and overall performance when ranking websites. A well-optimized application will rank higher in search results, making it more available to potential users. So reduce bounce rate. If your application takes too long to load or respond, users will likely leave and never return. By optimizing performance, you can reduce bounce rate and increase engagement. So you just imagine you're tapping the application, everything just working very fast. So the user can go front and back, check and recheck, and get satisfied and will more likely to come back. Cost saving. A performance application requires fewer resources like servers and memory to handle the same workload. This means slower hosting costs and reduced infrastructure needs. So if you a little hint on this, that if you actually optimize your website well, that means it will not take much time, like the images and the videos, you optimize them, so it will not require more size, and that will means you use less phone, because in these hosting companies, the more your file occupies will determine how much you pay per month or so. So because you're using their cloud storage, so as you occupy more space, you pay much. So but if you occupy less space, you pay less. So you want to try to optimize it so that you pay less. Now, competitive advantage. A fast and efficient application sets you apart from competitors whose applications may be slower or less optimized. According to research by Potent, a website that loads within 1 second has a conversion rate 5 times higher than a site that loads 10 seconds, that takes 10 seconds to load. So just a second means a lot when it comes to optimization, the speed at which your page loads. Therefore, ensuring your React application perform well is crucial for retaining users and maintaining a competitive edge. So these are some of the importance of web performance optimization. Now, the purpose of teaching you performance optimization is so that as you work on a project, you make these performance optimization skills that we learn now part of your coding style. Because some developers, what they do is they finish the code first, then they now optimize it. But that can take time. So if you already include it in your coding style, as you're coding, you also optimizing, so that by the time you finish the code, then you have less optimization to make. So let's move to the next one. The first performance optimization techniques is what? List visualization. Now, the list visualization or windowing involves rendering only the items currently visible on the screen. So this is what my network is breaking. Now, a scenario where we need the list performance visualization is, let's say I have 100 images to show, and each of those images take about, let's say, 1 MB. Take about 1 MB. So I need to show like 4 first for each view. So what list performance optimization will do is, because the user is still on the current 4, it will not load the rest images. Only when the user scrolls down to those ones that it will not load them. So by that way, it gives you the view that you are currently on in a very faster pace, while there are views that can make it to lag has not been loaded. So only when you scroll down, then it just quickly load that and give to you. And once you know this the first time, because it's React, it does not take time when you revisit that page. So the website looks optimized. So this is a package. So we are going to install these two packages: npm install React windowing, or this React window, npm React visualize auto resizer. Then we are just going to copy this code, and the next, exactly the way it is, then we are going to see how it works. So let's do that. So I'm going to switch my screen to the edit mode, where I can actually copy that. So I'll move to that screen. So let's go to that screen. I think that is here. Okay, so I can actually copy these lines of code. Now, of course, if you type npm this, you see how to install it, but just for us not to waste our time, I'll be copying this behind the scene, and so I'll copy this first of all. So if you are following me, this I'll strongly recommend that. So why am I able to copy it? Is it because I'm sharing the screen? I'm not able to copy it the way I usually used to. Okay, so I think I will use the web browser, but okay, let me stop sharing. Okay, So let me see if I can copy that now. See, I can copy that now. So because I was sharing my screen, that was why I can't copy it. So my screen is no longer showing, so let me this network. So let me show my other screen. I think the network is becoming bad, so let me switch to Glow. Okay, so I switched to Glow, so let's see how it goes. Network again. Let me switch to 3G. It's quite stable. Okay, so the network is just breaking, so let me share my screen again. Okay, so we have this part now. So I want to copy this code, these two code. So I'm going to okay, so my network just it keeps breaking. So what I'm going to do now is already an hour, so I'm going to stop the video recording and start again. So